I know how much, fighter pay is being discussed right now. Was there any concern at all, like, here we are building this massive facility, we're going to come under criticism because everybody's talking about fighter pay, that we're not distributing enough to our fighters?
Sure, look, that's always going to be an issue. If we distributed 200% of our revenues, people would be complaining about fighter pay. The fact of the matter is, fighter pay has continued to increase every single year that we've owned the company. We pay way more than anybody else in this space. That's a factor. And you do have some fighters that maybe aren't happy with what they get, but at the end of the day, the fighters that achieve great things in this sport and get to the level actually being able to make a career out of it, you don't see many of those athletes complaining. And that's the fact of the matter. The guys that are rising to the top are making the majority of the money. And that's just the factor. And look, relative to this, we're making an investment in the future so that the company can continue to go on and achieve even bigger things so that the revenue will continue to grow. And obviously that will continue to flow down to the fighters. So this is no different than any other business.
Dan, you know how much fighter pay gets discussed and dispersed and all that. Was there any concern at all, like, gosh, if we roll out with this grandeur campus, there's going to be blowback, people saying, you're not spending enough money on the fighters, you're spending on this office?
Listen, the Fertittas had money before. If it wasn't for the Fertittas' money, the UFC wouldn't even be here. It's not like, this thing happened and they just got money. They've always had money, and we're going to continue to progress and grow the sport. We were in desperate need of new offices, and this facility I think is going to be a home run and take the sport to the next level, and maybe other sports too.
Where do you see this? Because I hear people say, well, the growth of MMA is stagnating, or it's not doing what it once was. Do you think this is a big statement to the health and the financial success of the industry and of the UFC specifically right now?
Look, how anybody can say that the sport is stagnating doesn't make any sense. We're coming off of a record year. We just did an event down in Melbourne with 57,000 people, headlined by 4 women, where we're forging, leading the way for women in sports. We're continuing to do things to raise the bar, whether it be production, where we're taking the events, open new markets. I mean, it's far from stagnating. And we now have athletes that are not just stars in MMA, like historically they were. They're stars in sport. They're stars in pop culture. I mean, Ronda Rousey is as big as it gets as far as being famous, right? Conor McGregor is well on his way. John Jones is well on his way. So we're far from stagnant. I tell you what, it doesn't feel like we're stagnant when we come to work every day with everything that we're working on.
Do you think it's a statement about how successful the UFC is right now? Because we're always hearing people say, oh, the growth is stagnating, they're struggling financially. Do you think this is a statement to show the world that, hey, we're doing just fine?
We don't really care what anybody else says. We keep our head down, keep running forward, and keep, doing what we do. We continue to, if you ever wondered if the UFC could make it or not make it, that was a couple of years ago when literally every fight fell out all year. And, when things like that happen, you have to fix what's broken, and that's what we're trying to do.